Hello everyone, I'm Jane, and today we're diving into something quiet and a little painful. We're talking about Japanese literature, why it feels so still and why it hits so deep. We'll talk about books by Haruki Murakami, Natsume Soseki, and others. Quiet stories full of feelings and memories. So grab some tea, maybe a few snacks, and make yourself comfortable. I really hope something here connects with you. If you read even one or two Japanese novels, you've probably felt it, that quiet space between the words. It's not about what happens, but how it feels when it does. In Japanese literature, feelings often matter more than actions. There's stillness, wisdom, thoughtfulness. Characters don't rush, they reflect. And in many of these books, the characters aren't just lonely because of their situation. They feel lonely by nature. They watch the world, but don't always take part in it. Loneliness isn't always a problem to solve. It's part of life. It's not something to fix. It's something to live with. We often think of loneliness as something sad, a lack of love or connection, but Japanese authors see it differently. For them, loneliness isn't always tragic. Sometimes it's just the way things are. So let's take a closer look at some of these stories. A young student meets a quiet, sorrowful man he calls sensei. Their friendship is quiet and kind, but full of unspoken things. They're from different generations, but somehow they reflect each other. This is a story about trust, regret, and silence. Loneliness here isn't about being alone, it's about not being understood, not even by the people closest to you. Sensei feels a deep sadness that he never really shares. Even when he talks to the student, there is still distance. His loneliness feels like a part of him, something he lives with, not something he tries to escape. Memory in this story is like a quiet confession, one that comes too late to change anything. Sensei feels the weight of his past. His memories are full of guilt and regret. They aren't comforting or nostalgic, they are heavy feelings. Memory here isn't a way back, it's a lock you can't open. A man looked back on his college years, the people he loved and the ones he lost. It's a quiet, melancholic story about youth, death, and all the feelings that stay after. It's not about what happens, it's about what remains. The characters are close, but never quite connected. They love, they share, they try, but something always stands in the way. There's a kind of fog between them. You're the someone, but it still feels like you're on your own. It's a loneliness that sits in the heart, not loud, not dramatic, but always there. The entire novel is framed by memory. The main character revisits his past again and again, as if he's searching for something he left behind. But memory won't let him go. It's not just a reminder, it's a weight. Memory here is both escape and trap. A man travels across Japan with his cat, Nana, visiting old friends. He's trying to find someone who will give Nana a home. The story is told from the cat's point of view. It's warm, bittersweet, a little heartbreaking. I cried. This story has a quiet, sad feelings inside it. The man reconnects with people from his past, but something always feels out of reach. Even surrounded by friends, there's this gentle kind of loneliness, the kind that comes from knowing you'll have to say goodbye. And the cat Nana watches everything and stays with him the whole time. The road trip is filled with small memories, moments that shaped the man's life. He's revisiting not just people, but part of himself. These memories aren't dramatic, they're everyday, even joyful. But in the context of what's coming, they become precious. Memory here is a quiet kind of love, the kind that never asks for attention. On an isolated island, things begin to vanish. First small objects, then more abstract things like music or even emotions. Then something disappears, people forget it ever existed. Only a few can still remember, and they are in danger. Loneliness here is existential. As things disappear, so does a sense of shared reality. The main character, a writer, is isolated not just physically, but mentally and emotionally. She hides someone who still remembers, but even that connection feels fragile. It's a story about the fear of vanishing, not just from the world, but from memory itself. Memory is the core of this novel. It's unstable, fading, stolen. The story asks, if no one remembers something, did it ever exist? The characters don't choose to forget. Forgetting just happens. And with each loss, the world becomes emptier, quieter, smaller. Memory here is resistance. To remember is to fight for meaning. One night in Tokyo, a girl wanders through the city while her sister sleeps at home, disconnected from the world. Along the way, the girl meets strangers. Each with their own quiet story. The night is full of brief connections, surreal moments, and unspoken truths. This book lives in in-between spaces, between people, between sleep and wakefulness, between one day and the next. Everyone is in their own little world. Even when they speak or touch, the feelings of closeness doesn't last. Loneliness isn't always painful here. Sometimes it's just the default. Memories drift in and out of the story, like dreams. Some characters want to forget, others can't. Time feels loose, unreal. There's a sense that the night is holding memories that can't fully surface, things that will disappear by morning. It's memory as atmosphere, not plot. Sometimes we read books to follow the story, to see what happens next, or to fall in love with the characters. But when I read Japanese literature, I don't just look outward, I look inward. These stories make me reflect on my own feelings, my own life. They aren't always sad, but they do make me feel. To truly get Japanese literature, it's not enough to know the history or the culture. You have to feel it. You have to sit with it. Sometimes you won't be able to explain it. You'll just know. So don't expect everything to make sense. Be ready to be surprised and let yourself feel it all. Across all these books, whether they're surreal, historical, or quietly modern, the themes of loneliness and memory echo again and again. But Japanese stories don't see loneliness as a problem. They see it as something natural. It's part of being human. The characters live with this loneliness, but they don't fight it, they accept it. It becomes part of their inner world. And memory? In these stories, memory disappear, change, or come back when you don't expect. They can help you or hurt you. But most of all, memory shows what the characters are, not by their actions, but by what they remember and feel inside. These books don't shout, they whisper, they leave space for silence, for reflection, for feeling something you can't quite name. So if you're ready to sit with those quiet truths, with the ache, the beauty, and the stillness, then Japanese literature has something deep to offer. Let me know in the comments which of these stories spoke to you the most. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with a friend. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.